Welcome to Texara. In this video, we are going to explore the different types of visa statuses you'll encounter while working with candidates. We'll explain each visa type with a clear definition and a practical example to make these concepts easier to understand. USC, US citizen. Let's start with the US citizen, or USC status. A US citizen is someone who was either born in the United States or has become a citizen through naturalization. US citizens have no employment restrictions. They can work for any employer and enjoy full employment rights under US law. For example, Maria was born in the United States, making her a US citizen. She doesn't need a visa to work and can choose any job without worrying about work authorization. Maria has full access to benefits, including Social Security and government protections. Green Card, permanent resident. Next, we have green card holders, also known as permanent residents. A green card allows a non-US citizen to live and work permanently in the United States. Green card holders can work for any employer without needing visa sponsorship, similar to US citizens, but they must renew their green card every 10 years and maintain residency. Consider Raj, who moved to the US from India and obtained a green card through his employer. Raj can now work for any company without visa issues and enjoys benefits like health insurance. However, Raj must ensure he meets the residency requirements to keep his green card valid. GCEAD, Green Card Employment Authorization Document. A GCEAD is issued to green card applicants, allowing them to work in the US while their green card application is being processed. It's a temporary work permit that provides employment flexibility during the green card application process. Imagine Anjali, who is in the process of getting her green card. While waiting, she receives a GCEAD, allowing her to work for any employer in the US. This AAD gives Anjali the freedom to change jobs without affecting her green card application. H-1B visa. The H-1B visa is for foreign workers in specialty occupations, usually requiring a bachelor's degree or higher. H-1B visa holders can work in the US for up to 6 years, but this period, known as the H-1B clock, includes any time spent outside the country. For instance, Akash, a software engineer from India, was hired by a US tech company on an H-1B visa. Akash can work in the US for up to 6 years, but if he wants to stay longer, he'll need to apply for a green card. The challenges Akash faces include securing an H-1B visa through the lottery system and maintaining continuous employment, as any job gaps could affect his visa status. F1 visa OPT, CPT, STEM extension. The F1 visa is granted to international students attending academic institutions in the US. F1 visa holders can work through curricular practical training, CPT, during their studies or apply for optional practical training, OPT, after graduation, which allows them to work for up to 12 months. STEM graduates can extend this period by 24 months with a STEM OPT extension. Take Emily, an international student from China studying computer science. After graduating, she starts working under OPT and later applies for the STEM extension to work for an additional 2 years. However, Emily must transition to an H-1B visa before her CPT and STEM extension expire, which can be challenging if she doesn't find an employer willing to sponsor her. F1 CPT, Curricular Practical Training. F1 CPT allows international students to gain work experience while they are still in school, provided the work is directly related to their field of study. The student's university must issue an I-20 certificate authorizing CPT. For example, Sarah, an F1 visa holder, is pursuing a degree in business administration. She receives an offer for an internship related to her field of study. To work legally, Sarah's university issues her an I-20 certificate authorizing CPT for the duration of her internship. I-20 certificate from universities. The I-20 certificate is issued by US universities to students on an F1 visa. This document is crucial for applying for the F1 visa and allows students to participate in CPT and OPT programs. Consider John, an international student accepted into a US university. The university issues him an I-20 certificate, which he uses to apply for his F1 visa. Later, when John secures an internship, the university updates his I-20 to authorize CPT, H-4 EAD, Employment Authorization Document. The H-4 visa is for spouses of H-1B visa holders. Some H-4 visa holders can apply for an Employment Authorization Document, EAD, allowing them to work in the US. However, eligibility is limited to those whose H-1B spouse is in the process of applying for a green card. For example, Priya, whose husband Ravi is on an H-1B visa, holds an H-4 visa. Because Ravi is applying for a green card, Priya is eligible for an EAD, which allows her to work in the US. However, her ability to work depends on Ravi's visa status and green card process, making it a temporary and uncertain work authorization. There are also other visa types, such as L1, L2, B1, B2, Asylum EAD, and T1, T2 visas, but we won't dive into these as they are less common. Understanding these visa statuses and their challenges is critical for matching candidates with the right opportunities. Each visa type has its own set of rules and restrictions, and it's important to guide candidates through these complexities. Thank you for taking the time to learn about these key visa statuses with TechSara.